Drivers, step out of the vehicle. What's going on, Randy? Welcome to the Buckhorn Podcast. I'm Martelle, and with me always is Randy. What's going on, Randy? Great. That is great to hear.
It is so splendiferous to be here today.
Oh, we should talk like NPR.
We should.
We should do a whole NPR-based show.
Because our listeners do not like the aggression in our voices.
Yeah, that'd be swell.
That would be just skippy.
So today, we've got a whiskey that we've previously reviewed, but we didn't really review it. We just kind of drank 3/4 of a bottle.
Yes. Not just us.
We did it with
some others.
Kamiwazi.
Kamiwaza.
And
I wonder how many people have turned up their radios
at this
because
point.
Our voices are soft.
Jesus. So
we are back.
What we got, where it's at. So we have a Pennsylvania bourbon.
Pennsylvania.
Now we don't know if it's called Wigle
or Waggle.
Or Waggle. But it's out of Pennsylvania. It's out of Pittsburgh. We've had it before.
Yeah, I think we had it. We didn't do a fair review on it. We
did not.
We were sharing with friends at Kamiwaza last year.
We took over so much freaking whiskey too. I think I took 2.5 bottles over.
Yeah, and
Aaron has his own set of.
Yeah, he blessed out his collection. So we did some swapping and some story talking. Dr. Alm dropped in on us, and
Yep.
It was a good time.
It was a great time.
And I remember saying because it was Pittsburgh, I tasted it, and I said it tastes like depression, I think.
Yes, that was the comment.
Was that what it was? I know something like that.
To be fair to Pittsburgh is not Cleveland, and Cleveland looks, smells, tastes, and sounds like
Pittsburgh?
No, depression.
Yeah, Cleveland
Pittsburgh
is South Detroit.
Pittsburgh, I was just there recently. It's nice.
Yeah, it's owned by old school gangs, though.
I don't care. And so is Youngstown, and Youngstown's a shithole.
Yeah, exactly, that's my point.
Pittsburgh is not a shithole anymore.
Pittsburgh. I watched a special on biker gangs, and it's like the Hells Angels versus the Outlaws, and one of them owns Pittsburgh.
Let them.
I don't know which one.
They're doing a great job.
Keep it up, biker gangs.
Keep it up. I mean, there's people moving into Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's nice. It's like legitimately nice.
But there are parts of Columbus that are legitimately nice, and there's a lot that's a crap hole.
You're going to get that with any major city, except for Detroit, where the entire city is a shithole.
Agreed.
But you're going to get the slums.
Like 90%.
Right. I mean, you're going to get that in any major city.
Cincy's like 80%. But yeah, that's why I don't live in a major city.
But Pittsburgh is legitimately a nice city to be in. I mean, as long as you stay away from, I think, like Shady Side, because it's in the name, you're fine. No big deal.
They literally just named it. You're going to die here.
Well, there's Shady Side and Oakland and Monroeville, and they're all part of the greater Pittsburgh area. And like Monroeville's nice. Downtown Pittsburgh is actually not dirty like it used to be in the 90s and early 2000s. Like prior to me moving to Columbus, I was thinking about I would have ended up in Pittsburgh.
That's depressing.
Downtown Pittsburgh was a shithole. Like it was dirty and gross. It was like being in New York, like piles of trash all over the place. It's disgusting. And it smelled awful.
Now it's just a fart hole.
No, it's not even that.
One step up.
When was the last time you were in Pittsburgh?
Dude, I can't even remember.
All right, shut the fuck up.
Doesn't matter. I've never been to L.A. either. I'm still going to talk crap about it.
I've never been to L.A., so I can't talk crap about it.
Oh, I can.
Well, you will.
Absolutely.
You can. I mean, I could. I'm not going to.
100%.
Because I try to do the same thing with people. I don't know somebody. I don't talk shit about them.
You don't know bikers. Cyclists, sorry.
No. I'm stereotyping a group of people.
I am too. Pittsburghians.
No, you're talking about the city.
Yeah. Without the people,
not the
there's
people.
No city. The people are the ones that trash it.
No. Maybe.
Like without people, there's no city.
Well, no, there'd still be a city. It'd still be the city is buildings.
But is it? Because if the buildings are there and people move out, nature's going to take that back over. I
Right,
say the
and
city's
it's still
the people.
called Pittsburgh because now it's a place on a map.
It's kind of like a church isn't a building, it's people. The city's not a building, it's people.
Yeah.
If the people suck, the city and or church / hyphen are going to suck.
No.
It doesn't matter. If the city burns down...
New York's great and the people suck.
I don't think New York's that great. I've been there.
I've been there too. And there are nice parts that you
okay.
you go there and you have a drink at a bar till 4 a.m. You talk to the bartender. You speak to her in Irish.
You can do that in Circleville. They won't understand it, but you can still do it.
Yeah, but that's not fun if they don't understand it.
But who wants to understand Irish? All it is drunk English.
Right. Slurring and slight accent. And you eat some soap.
Anyway, eat some soap. Some Irish Spring. You mean cilantro.
So fucking weird.
All right. So
anyway, we got this.
Waggle.
We got Wiggle Waggle, whatever it is.
I really wish. Here's the thing too. Like, I don't like having to guess what a name is. I've got a friend that works for a company that it's called Relay, but it's spelled RELA with a little hyphen or whatever over the A, so it's a short A instead of Rella.
I don't understand any of that bullshit. You put a tilde over a letter, and I'm still going to pronounce it what it is.
Wiggle, wiggle. Just tell me if it's Wiggle. Give me 2 G's. It's got 1 G. So is it Wiggle or is it Wiggle? We don't know.
More than likely, it's probably Wiggle.
I don't like it. It's a stupid name. Give me a name I don't have to guess.
Buffalo Trace is a stupid name,
but I can pronounce it. I know what it is.
Doesn't matter.
I don't have to
Still
be like, hey,
stupid name.
Hey, friend, I just got a new bottle of Buffalo Trace. Come try it.
That wasn't even in an actual word.
It was in, yes, it's in Hong Kong. My point is, I don't have to sit there and look like an idiot and say, hey, I've got this bottle of, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yes, you do.
Glass.
Yes, you do. You have to sit there and look like an idiot.
Well, sitting here looking like an idiot, I can do without speaking. But if I'm putting the emphasis on the right syllable and pronouncicizing, I want to know what I'm talking about. So you did the Google.
I'm doing the Google, and I'm trying to see if there's a.
The first question I see is why Pittsburgh? Oh, I asked the same question.
I like Pittsburgh.
I don't have anything against it, except I just imagine it smells like armpit farts and.
That's the way downtown Columbus smells.
Why do you think I don't go downtown Columbus too often?
I mean, it's
downtown Columbus smells either like hipster beard oil or homelessness.
That's the same thing. It's called patchouli.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go then. You should have Googled how do I pronounce.
That's not going to tell me anything.
Helping us.
Looking for, here it is. This is what I wanted. Pronounce Wiggle. It's Wiggle. There you go. We got to the bottom of that.
I like it. Now I know it's pronounced Wiggle. Why not just put the extra G in there?
Because it's someone's last name.
Then they should have it. That's a stupid last name.
Your name, my last name's stupid. Your last name's stupid. They're all stupid.
Mine's not stupid. Nobody ever looks at mine and goes, Nielsen? No, it's Nelson. It's easy.
I'm sure people have looked here and went, Nielsen.
Like Martelle.
Yeah? I have a silent E. Fuck off.
It's because you're French.
Yeah.
Martelle, oui.
Martelle, oui. I have a silent E. Kiss my ass.
All right, so it's Wiggle.
We
finally decided after a year to get to the bottom of this bottle and the pronunciation.
I wasn't really trying to get to the bottom of it.
It's just something we had, and we haven't done a review on our show for really.
Could have cared less about the name.
It was founded in 2012.
I like calling it Waggle. I'm still going to call it Waggle. I don't give a shit. It's called Wiggle. So anyway, we got this bottle of Waggle. And it is a Pennsylvania bourbon. It is distilled in Pittsburgh, and it is made from scratch with regional grains, which means they're buying local to make their
I wonder
mash
what kind of
bill.
Water they use.
Well, probably Monongahela, Allegheny, and Ohio, where they meet. Maybe they're using a combination of 2 out of the 3. Who knows?
Maybe they're just using tap water.
Yeah, it has
Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so we're gonna give this a try, and Randy's gonna shit all over it.
No, I just don't like Pittsburgh just because I've never been there. It's like most. That's my favorite thing too. Is when I get somebody fired up about something, like the whole Die Hard's not a Christmas movie, and then I go, I've never seen it, so I don't really know, and they get really mad. I think I've been through Pittsburgh. I've never stayed a long time in Pittsburgh. I've got nothing against it. I hate the Steelers. I think their uniforms are ugly. The way that their names are yellow and their numbers are white. The helmet has a logo on one side. Their ugly collars. The stupid, terrible towels are ridiculous. I hate everything about them.
Would you drink your fucking whiskey already?
Wow. B.
Jesus.
B-E aggressive. So let's try this terrible Pittsburgh whiskey then.
God damn.
On the nose, I've had a taste. On the nose, it kind of smells, and I don't know how much this bottle cost. It doesn't smell smooth.
No.
It smells ethanol-y.
I'm not getting that on the nose.
I am.
I'm on the nose. I'm
sucks.
getting some toffee, a little bit of
toffee.
caramel.
Oh, that one actually cleared my sinuses.
It has an alcohol smell to it. You are picking up some of that ethanol, yeah. But I'm getting some of that, like
maybe we should have got him, put him in the Glencairn so we can get a proper snifting.
yeah. This
It's
works
not
good
bad.
enough.
I mean, it's not a bad smell. But it's a decent looking whiskey. Good amber color. Do we know how long this is aged? Do we know anything about this?
It doesn't have an age statement. It is 46%.
Okay.
So
Decent octane.
it is. Oh, it's a 2-year.
92?
It's super young.
2 year. That's why it
It's
smells that
2 year.
way. Called it. Man, I'm getting good at this.
You're getting better.
I'm about to be a whiskey sommelier.
The tasting notes on it should be fruit, salted
No.
caramel, cinnamon, and maple.
I get no fruit.
I don't get any fruit, but I do get the salted caramel and a little bit of maple. I'm not picking up any cinnamon.
I would say I get salted maple. I don't taste or smell caramel a lot on this, but I do. It's more of a syrupy smell to me, or taste.
See, I do get the caramel.
Is this rye? Or no, is this bourbon or a rye whiskey?
This is bourbon.
So this is 51% at least corn
Yep, aged in new charred oak barrels.
for 2 years. This is harsher than the bourbons I like. This tastes more like a rye whiskey to me. That's probably due to the young age.
It's young. I
That
mean,
doesn't
it's
mean
super young.
Bad.
It's good. I
That
like
just means
it.
it's young. I think it's okay. What's the price point on it?
No clue. It was a gift.
Okay, we should probably look that up because that's going to determine. And can we buy that here?
No.
Okay, see that determines.
So,
if I'm going out of state,
It came from Bub.
I
Bub got
can
it
go-
for me as a gift.
okay,
He's
Bub has been on the
he's been on the show.
podcast here.
He was on our Christmas episode.
Yep. Shout out to Bub. We like Bub.
We're both from Toronto, so we're 20
Right.
minutes outside of Pittsburgh, 30 minutes outside of Pittsburgh, whatever it is. So when he was over there, I would assume for his job, he's a coal miner.
The most awarded craft distillery in the United States. That's an impressive claim.
Yeah, but you got to back it up.
I could tell right off the rip this was not aged long.
No, it
that's
is not.
why-
It is super young. But this is, and I've said that I don't like young whiskey. This is probably one of the young whiskeys that I do like.
So you and I are upset. I don't mind young whiskeys because like I said, I'm poor white trash. My family originally is from the hills, Appalachian foothills, back in like generations ago. I have had moonshine that has burned worse than anything I've tasted out of a store. So this isn't terrible. That is okay. You just
This is listed at about $45 a bottle.
That hurts.
But I don't know if that's wigglewhiskey.com.
But if that's their price there, that should be our price to go
Nope.
off of.
Nope. You're thinking Ohio. Ohio has a set price for everything. This could be priced different someplace else.
We'll scroll up and go to buy it. Go to
What?
Not in Google,
No, I don't use Google. I use DuckDuckGo.
because on Google you just click shopping and it'll tell you, or put in Wiggle whiskey price or something. You did.
I did.
I'm going to assume it's in the $40,
we'll just go with
$45
the
range.
$45 price range. I'm not.
Okay, so for $45, I do not like this because the $45 range puts you way up closer to a Woodford Reserve, to a Weller's Antique 107, to things that are aged and much more refined than this. This isn't bad at the right price point, I think. That's my opinion. I do not like it as much at $45. If this was $25 for a 2-year, we're talking. $45, I'm hard passing on the Wiggle.
I don't know. I think I'm different than that. I like it.
Well, you're rich. I'm poor. That's the difference.
Not necessarily. I'm just a white trash millionaire.
I'm a white trash person.
I would for $45. It's a little on the high side for me, but I would probably buy it. I've had this bottle sitting here for a while.
There's a reason you've had it sitting though.
No, because I have so much other shit to drink.
But you're choosing a lot over. That's my point. It's not something you're running to.
But I'm choosing. That's the thing. Like, I've got 3 bottles of Blanton sitting there. I'm choosing to drink over the Blantons. I've got an unopened bottle of Buffalo Trace. I'm choosing to not open. I'm choosing over
Buffalo
that.
Trace over this any day, and it's cheaper.
But it's also mass produced as far as from a mass production scale of Buffalo Trace. They can sell theirs cheaper than they can a craft distillery. That is
fair. I will give them credit that they are a smaller place and they are getting into the bourbon with the minimum 2-year, the 51% corn at least.
Yep.
Could be more corn. I don't know the mash bill on this. I will give them their fair shake and I will rate this thusly, even though I think the price is a bit high. And now here's the thing: they probably turn their other spirits a lot quicker. They're not having to wait 2 years or more.
You can turn gin,
instantly.
Like they have gin, and they're turning over the gin.
What's their gin price? Can you go back and
don't know?
Check their gin price on that.
Let's see. So they have different. So this
they've got a port rye. They've
got a port. They've got a straight
barrel. That's $85 for the port rye. That better be some good kilted rye. I like that.
Yeah, I mean they've got different stuff on here at different prices, and that doesn't necessarily mean
that Wapsie bourbon.
I don't know. Straight bourbon whiskey.
I'd be interested in trying more of their stuff. I think.
I'm definitely in for trying some more of their stuff.
Hot whiskey, that's intriguing.
Like it's not all like just straight. They're doing some.
So
they're
more crafty. That's
they are.
It's like a craft beer versus a mass brewery.
Yeah.
So you're going to pay a little more. Okay.
You're going to pay a little more. Do they have, I said, there it is. That's vodka.
Gin.
That's vodka. Liqueur. Bitters. Maybe they don't do gin.
I thought I sold gin too. What's their vodka?
Oh, they do have gin. There it is.
45
Dutch style gin. So their gin is $34 to $45 for a bottle.
34 for that vodka,
yeah.
30 for that vodka. Okay, so they're not way out there for being a small craft distillery, but I
don't think so. I mean, if it's one of those things that if you're not into it, you're not into it.
No, I'm going to be honest. I'm trying to be fair though to them because we do tag different distilleries and breweries, and sometimes they see our post or listen. Like Two Bitch has listened to us and interacted with us.
I love Lauren and Joe.
They're my favorite that we've tried and that we've interacted with so far by far.
Oh yeah. I sent them a message the other day. I'm like, I just ran out of Pack Later Reserve, and they're like, yeah, it's out everywhere.
Yeah.
So
there's a reason. It's so good.
It's so good.
They're doing it so right there.
But anyway, back to the Wiggle.
Back to the Wiggle. I'm giving it a 2.
All right.
And here's my reasoning. Availability here in Ohio. Just I'm rating it fair with that. I gotta be honest. Right. You do that with it's like Virgil Kaine. I'd rate that and Two Bitch higher if it was in Ohio.
But Virgil Kaine and Two Bitch, you can't drive to the next state over and get.
Virgil Kaine, I thought was available in Virginia some places.
I don't think so. And Virginia's
doesn't
touch.
This is closer, but I still got to drive out of state. From here, it's not.
From here,
it's a day trip.
Yeah, you can spend the day in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, seeing the sights. That's where one of the Batmans was recorded.
I watched that on the movie.
Oh Christ!
But for the price and the fact that I have to go to Pennsylvania to get it is even worse. I'm giving it a 2. I'm not saying I wouldn't buy it if I was there, but I would not go there for it alone.
Oh no, I would never go. I don't go anywhere for something alone.
That's my point. So I'm giving it a 2, saying I would give it another shot. I wouldn't mind having it in my collection, but I'm not going on my way to get it. You putting a rock in it?
Well, I put some water in it. It opens it up. It's nice.
I'll try some water with it. I'm giving it a 2.
I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3. I like it. If I was in Pennsylvania and I saw this, I would pick up a bottle at $45.
Which is really weird because usually I like the young age stuff, which is usually cheaper because it's from a bigger distillery.
I think for you, this has a Pittsburgh stagnant on it. And
it might.
That's what
it's
you're
the stigmata.
Yeah, you're just not liking it because it's Pittsburgh.
Honestly, I've got none. Actually, I love Pennsylvania. I've got a lot of friends out there. I've had a lot of good times in Pennsylvania. Not in Pittsburgh,
with the rant that you just went on about not liking the Steelers and not liking their uniforms.
I
and
just
not
hate the Steelers. That's nothing to do with the city itself.
Shit.
This
doesn't have anything to do with the city.
That's why I'm not rating it. If it did, I'd give it a 1.
God.
The water opens it up. I'm still sticking with 2. The price is a real turnoff to me. It's just 45 gets me into things I like way better that I've rated. I've rated better bourbons that are aged longer at a 2.5 or a 3, so I can't fairly rate this any higher than a 2 with a,
you can. You're just not going to.
No, well, I can do whatever I want.
Right.
But the fact that I have to drive to Pittsburgh to get it, or Pennsylvania at least, and pay $45 for it, there's no way. It's not worth it to me.
Well, I wouldn't make the trip just to make the trip, but if I was in the area, I would swing.
It depends on what else is available at that store. I still don't know if I'd pick this at $45 over a Buffalo Trace or an Eagle Rare. Weller's.
For me,
you're in Weller Antique 107 range at this.
Right.
This is not close to as good as Weller Antique.
Well, it's different. It's not even, it's a whiskey versus a wheat. It's corn versus wheat.
It's different too. That doesn't mean I want it.
Right, but it's corn versus wheat. You're talking about two completely different things.
I'm talking about what I'd buy for $50.
Right. Well, I understand that, but you can't compare. You can't compare a corn whiskey to a wheat whiskey.
Yeah, I can.
No, one's
you
made.
Said I can compare one bourbon to the other. I can compare whatever I want. It's all opinion. It's all donuts. It doesn't matter. I'm giving it 2 donuts out of 5.
Okay.
Saying now again, our rating system at 2 means
doesn't mean
I don't hate it. It doesn't mean anything, but it doesn't mean I hate it. If somebody gave it to me, I'm not going to throw it out. It's not that bad. But it's very young. You can smell that it's young. It tastes like it's young. I know. It's got a little burn, but I will say it's got the good burn. It's not gasoline.
See, you call it a good burn. I don't even refer. I could care shit about the burn.
Oh, I like the burn.
I don't whether the burn's there or not. I could care less about the burn.
We tried the Jim Beam because we talked about how it made us want to fight.
Oh, that's right. We did.
We have tried it. It's in one of the other episodes.
Yeah, we wanted to fight.
I like the burn. It's not about whether I care or not. It's not off-putting. I like it.
God, I'm so glad we rate things different than everybody else.
Yeah, that's what makes us different.
I know.
Now, here's the thing. I added a splash of water. I've got a very little pour. I kind of wish I had more so I could try it on the rocks.
That was what we had.
I know, that's all we had in the bottle. There's very
gone.
little. I put it in 3 ice cubes. I'm kind of swishing around. I like it way here on the rocks with a splash of water, vice versa, whichever way. I'd give it a 2.5. I like this. This, I'd definitely consider paying a little more for.
Well, and
but
according
I
to
do not like it.
Bourbon sommeliers, you're supposed to add water to your whiskey. No, there is. There's wine and bourbon, and it's not the Texas. It's not the Somalis.
the bourbon Somalis.
And we're not
Somalian pirates.
Oh. That's the name of another great podcast.
Oh,
the Bourbon Somalis.
And then it's 2 white guys.
It's just 2. What's sommeliers?
Somalis,
Somalis.
They're from Canada. They're Somalian pirates from Canada that drink bourbon. The bourbon Somalis, Right
off of Lake Erie. Lake Erie pirates.
I like this a lot now.
I like it.
This gets a 2.5, which means I would buy this and drink it this way.
I like it much better with the water on ice than I do neat.
Absolutely. That's way better.
I am going to stick with if all things being equal, Buffalo Trace is available here at Giant Eagle and I walk into a store in Pennsylvania and they got this in Buffalo Trace, I'm going to probably buy a bottle of this.
But see, that's not fair.
It is fair. That's all things being equal.
No, it's not, because
yes,
I would do that just because I can't get it at Giant Eagle here. What if you could get both anywhere? But Buffalo Trace is $30. This is $45. Which one are you grabbing?
It depends on my mood. To be honest, it depends on my mood.
That's fair. I can respect that.
I've walked into
a store. You would buy it over Buffalo Trace in Pennsylvania. Well, duh, because you can get Buffalo Trace back home.
Well, that's all things
like
being
when I go to
equal.
Tennessee, I get a nail steak because I can't get one back home.
But with the way that our stupid fucking legislation is with our alcohol, we're only allowed to have so much. Right now, there is Weller Foolproof sitting in a warehouse in an Ohio liquor warehouse.
That's so
that we can't get our hands on, and that's the blue label Weller that I'm talking about.
The one we've been looking for.
That I'm trying to find a bottle.
The white label. We've been looking for a lot of them, but
that I can't get my hands on because I'm not willing to spend $200 to $600 for a bottle.
So dumb.
But when I say all things being equal, Wigle can't distribute to Ohio because of our shitty laws, but both Buffalo Trace is available at this Giant Eagle and a Giant Eagle in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. And
they have this on the shelf. Well, I can get Buffalo Trace at home.
Exactly.
I'm just going to pick this up.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. In that case, yeah, you get what you can't get back home.
But I'm not traveling over there specifically to get this.
That's exactly my point. I would not travel just for it. It's not that great.
But I don't travel to South Carolina to buy Virgil Kaine.
I know. Here's the thing. I think if this was aged, give it 6-7 years, which I understand that the time is money. The longer you age it, the more you lose to the angel share.
Well, taxes.
To everything. You just lose money. But you do that and you're charging $45, $50, $60. I'm intrigued. This being a 2-year, what other 2-year do you know that's $45? $50 range.
I can't think of, honestly, I can't think of any 2-year because
anywhere. That's why I'm kind of turned off. I'm not saying it's wrong because they're craft, they're smaller, but I cannot think of another 2-year that I'd even consider paying $45 for.
See, I was looking at this.
That's a good thing for a Wigle.
I was looking at some of the other stuff they have on their website, like the straight barrel, single barrel straight rye for an age statement, and I don't see an age statement on this bottle. Oh, 4-year. So this 4-year bottle, and it looks like everything they're doing, it's churn and burn type of stuff. It's going to be.
Get it out quick.
So this is a 4-year. The single barrel straight rye is $62, but that's a single barrel. That's this one barrel. Here it is.
Right.
We're going to dump it into a bottle.
And that intrigues me because that's very limited. So that price.
That becomes a limited piece. And each barrel is going to be different.
Exactly. Just like the Devil's Ocean or any other single barrel.
Let's see. The deep cut $75. And
cast
I'm looking.
Strength.
Cast strength.
Hotter. Ooh, that's 55.3%.
Yeah.
That's over 100. That's gonna hit you.
And that's a 7-year. If I'm looking at that right.
Yeah, it's hard to read on the.
It's hard to read on the side. There. That looks like a 7-year. So
7? I thought that. Zoom in there again. Does that say 7 or 2?
I can't really zoom in. There's a problem.
It looks like 2 almost, which would anger me. That looks like a 2.
Question mark here. It looks like 2. Yeah, I'm not for that price. I'm not feeling that.
I'm not paying $75 for any 2-year.
I'm not feeling that.
I don't care how many barrels are used or where it's made. That's ridiculous.
Let's see.
And that just says that there's nothing special about it.
Kilted rye. Let's just open up all 3 of these.
You're kind of making me more and more angry. I'm going to drop my rating again.
Let's see. This one doesn't. This is made from scratch, regional grains, the same stuff they put on every bottle.
No real age. What's that? New barrel.
New barrel, American charred oak.
Don't really say the age though. That's got a new barrel and a finishing barrel. It's finished in Lefroy, which is a Scotch, and it's nasty.
I am not a fan of that.
Which the guys I mentioned that are teaching these bourbon classes that have no bourbon experience love Lefroy.
Of course, then they.
Dude, it's. I'll have to send you some links. It's so bad.
Don't, because it'll just piss me off.
I know, that's what I'm going to send them to you.
No, I won't even read them. This is another one. This is a rye.
Port rye.
Port rye.
Is it finished? Yep, finished in wine barrels.
Finished in wine barrels.
92 proof.
So this is probably their 2-year that's put into a port barrel to finish.
They're charging $85 for that. They're going to age it for 2 years, put it in a wine barrel for 6 months, and then charge $40 more for it. That's almost double the price. That's ridiculous.
I will not disagree with you on that. It is. I'm willing to spend the $45 on this.
Yeah, you're going to spend $85 though, or whatever on a port finish?
No, I will not spend that. I won't spend that.
See, that's why I think their pricing's a little bit high. I'm not that impressed by the bourbon here. It's good. It's not the worst I've had, but at the price, I would take many others over it.
So what's this? This is the one that's $35 a bottle, or $37 a bottle.
Wapsie
bourbon.
So it's got to be at least
It's a 2 year.
It's another 2 year.
But I don't know what the difference. Oh, it's a straight bourbon
proof.
whiskey. It's 92
straight
proof.
Bourbon whiskey.
Certified organic. I think most of what they're getting around and why they're charging so much is because they're certified organic.
That's
whether you agree or disagree, it's a chargeable
but that
offense.
doesn't mean it's a better quality bourbon. So that doesn't justify the price to me.
For you it doesn't, but
No.
for people that want something that's certified organic,
how many
it
bourbon
does.
drinkers do you know that are worried about how organic their bourbon is versus the quality of the bourbon?
I'm not saying, whoa, got caught on my mic. I'm not saying it's not a quality bourbon.
This is not quality compared to some of the ones we've tried in the price range. You can't tell me this is as good as.
I'm not saying it's as good as, but I'm not saying that this is a bad quality.
For a 2 year, it's not bad.
But
for the $45, $50 price range, it's not good.
Can you imagine what the price of this would be if it ended up being a 9-year? They got a 7-year on here that's $62.
I wouldn't pay for it though.
That's a rye.
Exactly my point. I would not pay that.
So, but I'm not saying this is bad quality.
I'm not saying it's bad quality for a 2 year. I'm saying it's a bad price for this bourbon.
Oh, I agree with that.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
I agree with that.
I would not buy. I don't think if I was in Pittsburgh, I would buy this or any of their other offerings at the price they have it at. I don't think I would.
I would probably buy a bottle just because I can't get it here in Ohio.
That's
like
not
it.
enough for me to pay twice what it's worth.
Yeah, but you're white trash, like you said.
$25 a bottle tops. 20 or 25, I'd buy this every day, no matter where I'm at. It's not bad.
Well, for $20, $25, I'd buy it
good.
no matter where I was at too for $25.
This is not $45 good bourbon. Say it's available everywhere. Would you pay $45 for this 2 year?
Available everywhere? No.
That's my point.
I know that's your
so
point.
I'm judging it based
but
on
I'm
that.
saying that I would, if I was in Pittsburgh, I would spend the $45
you're
for
paying
it.
for the rarity of it. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's just not.
I wouldn't pay $1,200 for a bottle of Pappy. Fuck off.
I wouldn't either. It's not worth that.
It's not worth it. Even and I'm not talking the 23 year.
That's not MSRP. Here we're talking their suggested price is what we're paying.
Right.
Pappy's MSRP is not $1,200 or $4,500.
No, it's $65.
Exactly. I'd pay that anywhere.
I'd pay
Everybody would. That's why it's so rare.
Right. And that's only been in the most recent years. I would still pay $45 for this if I was in Pennsylvania and I was picking up and I was out buying some stuff. That's it. I would do it.
Don't grab me a bottle because I ain't going to pay you for it.
Why no? I wouldn't grab you a bottle anyway of anything, whether I was out or not.
Yes, you would.
No, I don't like you that much.
That's fair. I don't blame you either. I don't like me that much if we're being honest.
I mean, like I said, I don't drive, I wouldn't drive to Pittsburgh to buy this, and I don't drive to South Carolina to buy Virgil Kaine. If I'm in the area and they have it, I pick it up. It's not about, it's not.
I'm not upset that we are having this right now.
You know what? Hold on. We were looking at the wrong damn thing.
Were we really this whole, watch it be like $12.
That says Pennsylvania rye whiskey.
No, that's what we were doing the bourbon.
No, we weren't.
Oh, it's
this
even
is
more.
Really going to blow your mind.
It's $55. Hardest of passes.
It's $55.
Hard pass, dude. $55. You can get 100 better bourbons than this. You can get Ancient H&H for pennies. You can get Buffalo Trace, Weller's Antique 107. This is Blanton's range.
I would still buy it.
And worse availability. You're an idiot. This is dumb.
You're drinking my whiskey.
Oh yeah, thanks. 55 bucks. You really think this is worth $55?
I don't think it's worth $55.
How much Virgil Kaine could you get?
If I lived in Pennsylvania, I would not buy this on the regular.
That's that exactly.
If
So
I
rate it
lived in
that way.
Pennsylvania,
If you lived in Pennsylvania, what would you rate this? If we were a podcast in Pennsylvania,
it'd be a 2.
that's
Because
exactly what I'd rate it at.
But because we're not in Pennsylvania, we're in Ohio, and I do like this with water. And if I was in Pennsylvania, I would pick up a bottle of this.
So let's say everything's available everywhere. Just let's play a game. Every bourbon we've tried,
I feel like that's all we ever do on this. This entire show is a game.
It's all a game. It's all a joke. One giant joke. You're rating this a 3 now.
I'm rating this as a
it's
3.
Available everywhere.
And I would give it a 2 if it's everywhere. Yeah.
Virgil Kaine, 2 bitch. Some of those you've given between
they are
3.5 and
4s.
5.
Most of those are 4s.
Right.
The electric owl's a 4. The ginger's a 4.
Right.
2-bit, everything from 2-bitch is a 4.
You give everything from 2-bitch a 4. You give this a 3, and they're both equally. Actually, this is more available. Do you think this even comes close to? But 2-bitch?
I would go out of my way to get 2-bitch and Virgil Kaine. I would. I don't have to.
This shouldn't even be near. This shouldn't be within a point of 2-bitch.
But see, that's the beauty of our rating system. It doesn't matter.
None of it matters. Where Who's
it doesn't matter.
Anyways, bang Seinfeld on a Friday night in the 80s.
Right.
And
I mean, none of it matters. I would go out of my way to get 2-bitch and have gone out of my way to get 2-bitch to ask people to get it for me.
Because it's not anywhere near here.
Right. I don't have to go out of my way to get Virgil Kaine, but I would go out of my way to get it. I go down to South Carolina. That's where it's available. I don't have to go out of my way, so I don't go out of my way to get it. I would
that's what
not.
I'm saying. This here, that's why I gave it a 2 from the get-go. This is not something I would even pursue. I'm not saying I wouldn't have any in my stash. It's just not something. If I ran out of a bottle, I wouldn't be sad. I ran out of a bottle of...
I ran out of a bottle. I'm not sad.
When I ran out of a bottle of... If Virgil H, Catoctin Creek, 2-bitch, Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace, Blanton's, Ancient... Not Ancient Age.
I agree.
Antique 107. I kind of go, oh, that sucks. I'm not mad that I did. It's just like, all right. That's one more down. If I ran out of a bottle of this, I would not go get another. I actually, since I've had yours, I probably would never buy this. I might try one of their other things.
I would try one. I would try one of the other things. I would get this. I'd buy this again. I would absolutely buy this again at $55. But I would not travel strictly to Pennsylvania to pick it up.
That's fair.
Like I would buy another
3
bottle.
was really high for you. Just what
I liked it better. I'm not changing my donut rating from.
I'm not trying to get you to change it.
No, I know, but I'm not changing it from neat to water to ice. It's a 3 across the board. It's
a 1.5, maybe 2. 2 with ice and water in it.
I'm not going out of my way to get this. It's good.
That's
I like
65% corn.
But I'm not going out of the way to get it.
Yeah, I can't see it. We're just going to have to disagree on this one.
And that's the beauty of our show.
If I was in Pennsylvania and I was faced with all the options of whatever's offered in Pennsylvania, I would buy this.
You know what? I've walked into some of the liquor stores in Pennsylvania. They have shit on the shelf that we are trying to find. Like I walked in one day, they had 8 bottles of Blanton's.
I would buy a bottle of Blanton's if it was properly priced, because that's the same price range as this. I'd buy Blanton's over this every day.
See, I'm not that big a fan of Blanton's.
But this at $55 versus Blanton's at what is their MSRP? 60?
I think in Pennsylvania it's $65.
I'd take the Blanton's every day over this. I'm not the biggest fan of Blanton's, but you can't get it here, and it's way better and way smoother than this.
See, I don't care about this, how smooth it is.
No, you want it. It's rare.
It's good, but here's the thing too. I'm not a Blanton's fan.
Say you have no Blanton's.
Okay.
You have no Wigle.
Right.
You can get them both for the exact same price.
I'm going to save $10 and probably buy the Wigle.
Same price. Say same price. $60. Split the difference.
All right.
What you getting?
Probably buy the Wigle.
That's ridiculous.
But I'm not a Blanton's fan. Like I'm over the Blanton's hype bullshit.
It's not even the hype. Blanton's is a good bourbon at the right price in the right availability. So given that both are available,
but I think that's the thing that I think you're missing. I think this is a good bourbon, even though it's a 2-year. The price is a little high, but I still think this is a good bourbon.
You know what else is a 2-year? Benchmark.
Right.
Ancient Age.
No, I think it's more than a 2-year.
No, the Ancient Age is more. The Ancient Age is a 2 or a 3-year, I think. And they both are on par with this. I would say this is a bit better than those, not $45 versus $12.
But that's coming from a gigantic distillery to a craft distillery.
Fair enough. There's a reason.
That's Anheuser-Busch versus Evil Twin.
You're more willing to pay $12 for a beer than I'm willing to pay $2 for a beer, and that's where we differ, and that's fine.
Right.
I just can't say, if I go to Pittsburgh, if I'm traveling through town, which we go to Pennsylvania once
I feel
a year,
like you're trying to get me to change my mind.
No, I'm not.
Because
I'm just having a discussion. I don't care what you rate it. You could rate it. If you rate this 5 stars, good on you. I'd smack you for that. But I'm not trying to get you to change anything. I'm trying to understand that this versus Bland's, or this versus, okay, this is $55. Weller's Antique 107. It's $50 here now.
Right.
It used to be 25. It's 50. It's kind of hard to find here now. Unless you get to the right store on the shipment day, it's kind of hard to find. You go to Pittsburgh, and this and Weller's Antique 107 is sitting side by side. You would say this is a better buy than Weller's Antique 107.
No, because they're two different things. One's corn, one's whiskey. You're comparing apples to oranges.
Go back to the page of this. This was 65% corn.
That's fine, but Weller is a whiskey is a wheat-based whiskey.
Okay. I'm talking quality of the whiskey.
Well, I can't compare.
Like 10 episodes ago or 5 episodes ago, you said we're going to start talking bourbon because it's all whiskey and it's easier.
Right.
You can compare whiskey to bourbon because they're very similar. The only difference is where they're made, how it's aged, and the mash bill.
But the mash bill differs from this to Weller because one's corn and one's wheat.
So you think this is better than any other bourbon in the $50 price range?
Didn't say that.
You're just saying you'd buy it because you can only get it there.
Yes. Yeah. All things being equal, they're all $50 because I can't get this in Ohio, but I can come back here and pick up.
But if it was available everywhere, you'd never buy it again.
But no, I didn't say I'd never buy it again.
Well, I'm saying everything. So
you would never buy it again. I'm saying I would, just like I walk into a liquor store today. I look, I'm like, oh, hey, there's Screwball. There's this, there's that, there's Old Forester. What am I going to pick up today? I don't know. What am I in the mood for? If it was available everywhere, this wouldn't be a weekly purchase.
That's
it wouldn't be a monthly purchase either. But I don't purchase.
The fact that you've had it for a year doesn't speak to the rarity of this. It speaks to the fact you even said you haven't. You said earlier in this episode, I haven't tried to finish this.
I haven't tried to, but I also haven't tried to finish a bottle of Woodford rye finish barrel.
You're not a big fan of that though, are you?
No, I love that.
Oh, I thought you weren't a fan of the
No,
Woodford.
It's great. I have a bottle of double oak.
That's pricier too.
That is a little pricier.
Yeah, that's again
that was
$60.
That was $60 for 350 milliliter bottle.
Exactly, that's way pricier.
But I have.
So you're talking $120.
I have
versus $55.
I have a bottle of Woodford double oak that I got for Father's Day last year that I've had one drink out of.
$65.
It's about that.
So
I've had one drink out of that.
You've got a chance to buy that and the Wigle. They're both available everywhere. You can get them anywhere you go to Ohio. Which do you buy?
It depends on my mood. If it's available everywhere, it's going to depend on my mood.
That's 100% fair.
I'm not always in the mood for a double oak.
Or what you have at home, maybe.
Right. I'm not always in the mood for a double oak. I'm not always in the mood for Weller. I've got 3 bottles of Weller sitting downstairs.
Yeah,
one antique.
Say it's your mom that did it.
And the other one.
I haven't had antique forever.
And I
can't find it anymore.
I mean, you can check my Instagram account. I had a Weller 107 last week.
Yeah. 7-8 posts ago.
You go look back to when the last time I had a glass of that, a pour of that. It's probably been 8 to 12 months.
And that's such a good one.
It is. I will not disagree. Just like I think this is a good one. I think this is good for as young as it is.
Overpriced. For as young as it is, it's good.
I think
the price it's not.
I'm not disagreeing with you on the price. I think it's overpriced.
That's my biggest point, I think. I think that's my hang up.
That's your hang up, and that's where I feel like you're trying to get me to change my...
I'm not trying to get you to change at all. I want you to keep your 3.
I think this is worth the buy.
I'm not proving. I'm expressing my point as you express yours.
Right.
I don't care what you spend your money on. If you want to go buy a case of that crap,
I'm not going to buy a case of it.
Because odds are you're going to share it with me at some point, and I'll drink it. But for $55, I'm not buying that ever.
I don't know that it's worth $55, but I think it's worth something because it's good. It's a 2-year. It's
for
good.
For a 2-year, it's good.
We put
with
water
ice,
in it.
Way better.
We put it on rocks. It's good. I think it's good.
But here's the thing.
Would I spend $55 on it again? Absolutely. Again, I say again, I got it as a gift from Bub.
You said it 100 times you would.
I would buy it again. If we're doing all things being equal and it's available everywhere, you've opened up like the entire plethora of the whiskey catalog.
You can't put Pandora back in the box.
Right.
I've already opened it. Pandora is out of the box.
If I'm in the mood for a 2-year for something young, I'm going to pick it up. If I have a bottle at home, I'm going to pick it. I'm not going to pick it up.
I'm not buying that for a 2-year.
There's so
many other 2 years that are not quite as good, but a third or a fourth of the price that I would take over that any day.
I feel like we're just going to continue to go round and round. We've done 45 minutes on a bottle of whiskey. On a single bottle of whiskey.
We can just call it done.
This was supposed to be like a little quick...
It's supposed to be a quick review.
Quick review, and it's turned into a 45-minute argument on...
Not argument, debate. I'm not mad at you.
I don't know, I'm not mad at you either.
I love you, man.
So, Randy will not buy this.
I probably won't ever buy it.
Well, and I say again like he bought it the first time.
Neither of us bought it. Thanks,
I did not buy it. My buddy Bub got it for me. He said, like, try it. Tell me what you think.
It's not the worst I've had. I'm not upset at the quality. I just disagree with the way it's priced. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's priced almost twice as high as it should be.
I'll tell you, at $35 to $40, I'm in. If it's available
55.
everywhere, I'm in. But it's $55 for a bottle.
I'm not in. I'm in at $25.
Neither here nor there at this point. It was a gift. If I'm in Pennsylvania, I may pick up a bottle.
Well, if you're in Pennsylvania, you might as well go out and buy one of those $90 bottles of bullcrap, 2-year bullcrap, and we'll try it.
They didn't have any $90 bottles of bullcrap.
Like 85, whatever.
75. But either way.
Potato, tomato.
That's a huge difference. That's a bottle of Buffalo Trace.
75 to 90, that's $15. That's a bottle of Ancient H.
Well, whatever.
It's a bottle of Benchmark.
Doesn't matter. It's still a bottle that's...
Which brings me to my point. I'd rather have those two than this.
And again,
twice the amount.
That's your Facebook trolling opinion.
Troll patrol opinion.
Right. So I would buy I would buy a bottle of this if I was in the area, but I would not go out on my way to get this.
I would buy a bottle of it. It was priced appropriately.
I like
for
it.
2 years.
It's from a small distillery. They're trying to make their way in the market.
And that I respect. I really do.
mean, that's why it's priced higher. So I would pick up a bottle. I mean,
I'm too poor.
It is what it is. So check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Instagram.
I think this was a productive show about a single fucking bottle of whiskey.
We got nowhere. Not even a bottle. A pour.
A pour, yeah.
Because it is gone.
We killed the bottle. If you want to support the show or you like what you hear, share us or send us some money. Whatever. It's no big deal. It's just money, right? You can't take it with you. At Brandon-Martelle on Venmo.
You should send us $55 instead of buying a bottle of Wigle.
Actually, if you would like, I'll tell you what, I'll put it out there. If there's something you want us to try, a whiskey, a beer, anything you want us to try, send us the amount of money for that. We'll go out and buy that bottle.
I'm all for that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for that too. And we'll give an honest opinion on it.
Here's the problem. I'm really poor and Martelle cannot keep funding this. So...
Well, I've funded about as far as I can go at this point. I've bought all the equipment. I was talking
about the bourbon alone. We've tried about everything in your giant collection.
I think there may be 2 that we haven't had yet. We can switch to beer. I've got beer, but it won't be a balanced review.
I was going to say, we can do that. I'm just not a beer guy.
Actually, this one wasn't a balanced review, so.
None of them are. Well,
I mean, no, most of them are.
Yeah,
this one was.
We tend to get close.
So anyway, like, share, subscribe, Facebook, Instagram, and whatever with Twitter.
Whatever.
I don't care about Twitter. I use it occasionally. For Randy, I'm Martelle. We're out.
Peace.
Pinkies up.